fucking poop show. Where's the poop at? Blast the forest. Blast them. I'm serious.
Hey, here at NonJudgemetal, we don't...
NonJudgemetal does not support aggressive and violent sex through metal.
But if the Sandlord step it up and put out better drums,
oh my God!
Your standard bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass snare.
Welcome to NonJudgemetal Podcast. James McGruff. We got
Vitamin Nick.
and
Leo.
And we're back this week. Episode 10. Enjoying ourselves, feeling loose, having a good time.
Episode 10 already?
It is.
Dude.
It is. We reached double digits. Yeah. We're just
digits.
having a good time talking metal, man. What everybody does when they love metal and they just want to talk metal and
2.5 months ago.
talk about the bands that they love and try to be as non-judgmental as possible. Right off the bat, Angry Gordon's not with us this week. Got a little bit of the ick, so he can't call in, unfortunately. So we wish him a rest up, and hopefully we'll see him next Monday. But non-judgmental, doing the non-judgmental thing. Except, I got a question for you guys, and we'll change it up a little bit. Let's be a little judgmental this week. Just right off the bat, for a few minutes, let's be a little judgmental, and I wanna think about it. What is a metal band you absolutely can't stand? That you just don't like?
Metallica.
Why?
Lowers urge. Go ahead and tell him.
I mean,
As a drummer. Yep.
I feel like their music is just made to be oversimplified. Like, I know Lars is a better drummer than what he puts out on these records, but you can damn near do every Metallica song ever to a basic
So from a musician standpoint, you don't like them because you think that they can do better.
I think it could be better.
Okay.
What if I told
So it's
you-
not that you don't like Metallica, you don't think that they write bad songs, it's that you think that they can make these songs better.
It's just they make it
And
too
that you
radio
think that for
friendly.
the greatest metal band in the world, maybe that they're phoning it in.
I'm just saying, Lars, you could step it up and put out better drum riffs than your standard bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass snare.
Okay, though. Did you hear any of
And
the
before
early
all you
stuff?
people tune out immediately, I'm just going to go ahead and say I personally love Metallica. I can understand if you don't, but just please don't leave us.
I don't like...
A lot of
Metallica's
people are
great.
surprised.
I'm just kidding.
A lot of people are surprised.
He is.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's a staple in the metal community. I will never say that they're not metal. I will not take that away
Yeah,
from them.
that was kind of what I was getting at in that,
Yeah,
that
I'll
way.
never
Just
take
joking,
that away
but
from them. It's my personal opinion, but I just do not like Metallica. I've never bought an album, never sat down and
That's
like,
probably half your
really-
problem.
until I was an
You've
adult,
never brought an album.
I've just never heard a song that's just made me want to be like, oh, I need this album, dude. Like I've got
One.
plenty of others.
One.
personally love. I personally
Don't
love.
care. You know it, don't care.
I'm just saying.
I love one.
I personally love Metallica. I grew up on Pantera. I grew up on Slayer. I grew up, Testament. I grew up in that 80s of thrash, thrash metal era, Sepultura, and those fucking great bands that really pushed that forward. But I couldn't stand Megadeth growing up. And that's not the band that I absolutely hate, because now, man, as I'm older and,
So you're just
I
saying
played
because-
music when I was younger, vocals, man, I jammed with you guys, I played with other bands, and as I figured out what was kind of the influences to me and what I liked in vocalists, man, I like a little bit, things to be a little odd,
I mean,
a little
guys,
different. So that's why I think I'm big on Mike Patton, but now that I'm older, I really appreciate,
that groove metal.
I love the groove
That
metal.
fucking
But
groove
that
metal,
groove,
bro,
man,
I'm
it
telling
shouldn't be
you.
legal, but in the same respect,
It's gotta be.
at some point I realized that the sound Megadeth produced and how he sounded with them, because I didn't like the vocals when I was
I
younger,
didn't either.
it works for what they do.
But you did like Slayer.
I did like Slayer.
That's weird, because I felt like those two vocals for Megadeth and Slayer, like, are they not similar to an extent?
They might be to
the
you,
same?
but they're not to me. See, that's what I love about trying to be non-judgmental,
Right.
even though we're kind of judgmental in the fuck out of things right now, is because we all going to hear things differently. Like he said, the first band that we brought up on our judgmental thing here is Metallica. Now, if you're going to be judgmental against bands, I don't think Metallica should be your first pick. In my head, it wouldn't be, but I got to respect his place for it, because everybody hears music differently. You know what my judgmental band is? You know what band I absolutely can't stand? They've came on the satellite radio multiple times this week, because I thumbed through the alternative metal and the regular metal and the I keep changing it.
You need to tell me, because I don't...
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
I fucking do not like Disturbed. I've seen them live. They didn't impress. I don't like. I look back. I went back and listened to the record, the first record that everybody praises so much.
Yeah.
I went back and listened. Not as good as we remember it. Don't like it.
Horse shit. You're full of shit.
No, here's the thing.
Sickness.
Now,
down with it.
Dude, no.
I'm not down with it, dude.
You're not sick
I'm not a good boy. I don't want to hear this shit.
I can come from both sides. I can come from both sides where he's sitting there and listening to it, now, and he's like, not as good as you remember it. I wouldn't say not as good as you remember it, but that was some of the first metal when we were coming into like new metal that we had experience to. They were a little bit mainstream, like their name was out there. They had the Down with the Sickness.
For you.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah. See?
But also, if you go back and listen to it as compared to the metal we're listening to now, that has constant double bass,
right,
2 guitarists and shit, like the metal Disturbed, the metal we listened to back in the day isn't as fulfilled as the metal as we're now.
All right,
you
so
have one guitarist going.
My experience. No, even in my head, I automatically disagree because it's not as good as the metal that came out then. When I first heard them, was given a demo cassette tape of their first 2 songs. I think it was it was definitely Down with the Sickness.
Definitely.
And it was
Stupefy,
yeah. It was that one on there. And I remember hearing them at first, and I was like, I liked it at first. I think I was about 15 maybe, and I kind of liked it at first. It was a cassette fucking tape, man.
But it wasn't as good as Pantera. So.
Well, obviously, no, but I didn't.
Right.
But when I heard it at first, I knew that, but that still didn't mean. But, dude, I didn't sit around when I was 15 and go, hey, man, some new bands come out, let me check it out. That's not Pantera. Whoop, in the garbage. I never did that. I gave metal its fair chance. Now, as a young man, I was a little bit of an elitist, and I thought certain things were better than that, and if I thought something fucking sucked, it sucked, and I didn't want to touch it. But when it gets down to it, I tried that Disturbed out, and I remember getting the album and being like, this isn't that great. I'm not a huge fan of it. But I truly believe that seeing a band live can give you a testament to their performance. So I don't hate the Deftones, because I saw the Deftones, and they weren't very good when I seen them. But I've met a whole ton of other people who said one of the best, greatest bands I've ever seen.
Man. Deftones, really it all varies on how drunk Chino is during the performance.
Well, I'm not even talking about that.
Like, I'm saying, he'll get wasted during the performance.
But without,
I get wasted during a podcast. It doesn't matter.
It really does matter. If you listen to Chino's vocals, man, he's already got some really vocals to what he's singing with. It's kind of off key. And you throw a lot of alcohol into that performance, and it's just going to sound really bad.
I'm not going to disagree with you on any of that. I'm not going to disagree with you on any of that. But like I said, my point to it was sometimes if I hear a band and I feel like I kind of want to like it, or it's in the same vein of what I'm digging, but it's not hitting me right, I won't judge them completely till I see them live, because then it doesn't. And Disturbed, they were bad live to me. Their stage performance was fucking lacking. He sounded like shit. The vocalist did live. Yeah. The guitarist and bass player, but beyond switching sides on stage, man, they were static the whole time. They were one of the worst performances of the Ozfest I saw, and Crazy Town had been on the stage earlier that night. I fucking didn't like them. I just don't like, and everything they put out since.
Hold on now. You enjoyed Crazy Town then?
No, I didn't.
Better performance.
They had a lot more energy. Credit where credit's due. I did not like Disturbed live, and I did not like them on album. Look, no,
you just threw some shade.
Man, come on. No.
I fucking hate butterfly and shit. Don't get it twisted. I fucking hate that, but at the same time, to throw credence.
I don't know. You was about butterfly when it comes.
You're a son of a bitch.
Don't lie.
Why you gotta call me out on that? I get to lie about one thing.
I dressed like Fred Durst in high school and shit. You can always give me shit for that. I don't give a fuck,
But that's what I was talking about. We all perceive things differently. I can't say that Disturbed suck. I can't say it.
Sound like you just
to me, they suck. But to you, they might not, and to you, they don't, and that's cool.
It's a special place, shout.
That's cool.
I like Tears for Fears.
I thought they did okay with that cover, but that doesn't mean the rest of the album's any good. I didn't like what they put out. I hear the shit they put out now. I think it's got good melody.
The Sound of Silence is pretty weird.
They write good.
Fuck yeah.
I guess they write good radio hits.
Don't even knock at the first album. Knock at every other goddamn album from the start.
I don't like the first album. Just because you do, I can't. I can't admit I like something I dislike, man.
What year did it come out? I want to say it was 2001, 2002.
It was about 2000.
Right?
2001.
for the time it came
I got
out,
the cassette
brother.
tape. I remember I was sitting in the library at our high school when a friend passed it.
They were able to say fuck on the radio and got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, how metal is that?
I'm probably
Dillinger Escape Plan, did they ever do that?
They didn't
I'm
need
sorry, I'm
to because they
fucking
didn't
high.
need radio
I'm
hits to
fucking
have a
mad.
massive career that they're retiring
God damn
early
it.
from.
probably-
They're retiring early. You can't bash that, dude. They're literally going out on top.
I'm probably
Disturbed
going to get a
fell
lot
out.
of shit off this next one. And I've kept it to myself for a long time.
This
just
is
'cause,
what
you
he's
know,
judgmental about right now.
I
He's
gotta
shit
hear it.
all over Disturbed. You shitting on Metallica, you're coming back with something else now.
I mean, yeah, but this is going to be more on a personal
Damn,
note.
I'm still trying to find out who I'm going to shit on, and you guys are just kind of
That's what was hard on me. I couldn't
Well,
figure it out. It
It's-
took me a
go ahead.
minute.
It's not even that I don't like it because somebody else likes it. Like, I've just never liked them.
Who are you JudgeMetal against?
Faith No More.
Oh my God! Are you shitting me? This
like
fucking
that
dude's a
song.
Tesla fan.
I know.
Epic.
He loves Mike Patton.
I don't even think I can argue.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on.
I can't argue with it.
Angel Dust. Did you not listen to that album with me Sunday, like a Sunday morning?
I mean, it was different.
It was a different one.
But yeah, like,
Is it metal? Maybe not. It's different.
it's different.
The
yeah,
real thing,
but-
man. The real thing.
It's not metal though. I'm
I mean,
I'm
I've
gonna take
never
your
liked
side
it.
on that and say
It's funk
fine.
metal.
Huh?
Fudge metal.
It's funk metal.
Funk
No,
metal.
I mean,
Jesus
definitely
Christ.
funk metal.
What's the difference between funk and groove metal? If you don't mind me asking, right quick.
Dude,
There's got to be a
big
distinction.
difference, man. Because like groove metal is just where you sit there and you go hardcore real quick, and then all of a sudden that drum breakdown comes in, and it's just like you can be like.
That's a groove. That is a
That's the groove
voracious
metal.
groove.
What exactly is the difference?
Funk metal is
Yeah.
going to be more like a.
Slower.
So hold on, let me get it straight.
Or
You-
you can get faster.
I'll respect
I'm
you
checking.
not liking Faith No More because, like I said, I'm not.
That's what we're doing here.
I
I
do
just
the
didn't
weird,
expect
the
that coming
weird,
at all.
and the over the top, man. That's what I like. But will you say? Would you not admit they're not funk metal?
I mean, I'm not saying they're not metal.
Cool.
We're just.
Then
being-
we're on the same point.
we're-
You're
we're
judge
just-
metal on
we're
Faith No
just
More.
being judgmental and
I mean,
throwing
I
out
have to
opinions.
accept that and go home right now with this Jameson.
This has been On Nonjudgemetal podcast with
This is complete
not
horseshit.
Edgar Gordon.
I'm telling you right now, like, because I said, like,
Oh
maybe-
God, I wish he was here, man. He would go
Over
off.
the
But
phone,
next
one
week
comment.
he's gonna get his
He's not
non-judgmental.
just- I still haven't got
Judgmental
mine
moment.
yet, though.
No, I want you to get yours. This was something I thought about this
yours
last
is
couple
easy.
days.
You just don't like the heavy ass grindcore.
No, I was gonna say Arch Enemy. And I
Anything
know
they've
I'm
ever
taking-
put out.
Really, like I told you, I feel
I really don't
stupid
think
still
you like
because I
any
listened
black
to it
metal.
again.
I don't think you
And
like black metal.
like, am I stupid? Is there a movie for the Three Musketeers or the Four Musketeers? Like, stop fucking with me. Am I crazy to
I'm
not?
going to be honest. I did not know
Four
what you were talking about.
Musketeers?
Is there a movie for it?
But I get
No.
inebriated
Three
for this, so
Musketeers
that
is-
might
is
be
a thing.
Three
Candy
Musketeers
bar.
is a thing. It's a
It's
candy
a
bar and a
it's
story.
thing.
And a
Story.
story. My bad. I don't know why I thought Four Musketeers.
I think
was
the Four
a thing.
Musketeers might be some
Okay,
sort of
yeah,
spoof
one
on
for
that.
all.
No, I mean Four Musketeers. I think that's another one of those things you might have just made up.
Okay, that's what I thought. There might have just been a difference. Needless to say, like One for All.
There
for
might have
one,
been a movie
we
at
are
one
one.
point
We
in
are
time called
strong.
The Fourth Musketeer. You know, like maybe
I'm just gonna
movie.
add
Yeah,
into it
that's
as
right.
best I can that marijuana affects the memory, and we'll just leave it at that.
I seen him somewhat live. Like I think we was trying to get out of there. At the
What, the
time.
Arch Enemy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not Pantera. God Almighty. Chimera. Yeah, marijuana.
Chimera. Hey, no, they
Fucking
sound
memory.
they sound
Anyway.
similar. Oh man, don't bring up the Chimera.
No, but it was
Don't
Chimera
bring
and
up the
God
Chimera.
forbid. But it was both
damn.
together at the same
Man,
time.
Wasn't
like,
that
one
God
after the other.
forbid Constitution of Treason just the fucking coolest
It was
album
the
to hear them
epitome.
play, man?
I
God
loved it.
damn, that's
Yeah.
such a good record.
I wish I was listening
Man,
to that. instead of Disturbed.
Non-judgmental, listen,
You want to know what's real
check
sad,
that
though?
shit out.
China,
man.
you know
how
Listeners,
much
check
people-
it out if
know
you
how much
haven't
people
heard
give
it.
shit to other bands for changing up their sound and evolving, and they're like, "Oh man, I wish it was like this other album like that."
Yeah.
What if they were just like Hatebreed? Was that what you really want? Where it's like every album never changes and they keep the constant sound?
They were fun to see live once. Big Pit. That was
Yeah.
about it. But that was like the only.
It's good metal.
That was the only. Yeah, it's good
but,
metal.
But it's like they've almost given you what you want But then you find out it's not what you want.
That's that band, like, I felt like I kind of, like, I got in the pit and hung out with them and did the show.
I feel like their newest album would be just as heavy as their first album. But
I felt like seeing them was, like, kind of like hanging out with a bunch of people in the pit and, like, you know, partying it up for, like, a half hour. And then it just felt like a big warm-up for the bands I wanted to see. Like, they weren't bad at all. They were fun.
They've never changed their sound, though.
I like a little bit of evolving, though, man. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but almost
I listened to first album, BT Bam, and then I listened to newer shit, and I'm way glad those guys evolved. Yeah, so Arch Enemy, that's your JudgeMetal? Surely there's something more than that.
There has to be, but like
because I feel like you don't like that style of black metal.
True.
So I'm thinking
you don't like black metal.
I chose Disturbed because I thought of I like new metal and metal from that era.
It's fun fact.
But I don't like melodic metal.
Fun fact before we go to the break, though. Seriously, yesterday I saw Pet Detective, Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Totally didn't realize Cannibal Corpse was in that particular movie. Twice. There was a point in the
Jim
movie.
Carrey's a fan of him.
No, but he's in that dude. There wasn't. I actually Snapchatted it. Nonetheless, like I'm saying, I didn't see this in the actual movie that I saw back in the day.
Okay.
He was on stage. He grabs the mic and does.
Yeah, he's a fan of him.
Did you know he did that on the movie though?
I remember.
You remember that?
He's done that.
That wasn't in the goddamn movie though. Like I'm saying, I've seen that movie 26 times, and I was like,
dude, it's not only that,
I've
but
never
it's
seen
like
any
they
of
had
this.
an interview of it, and he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm just gonna quit doing acting and start getting into death metal vocals." And he just starts going, he's like, "Urgh."
After seeing that though, I definitely want to see Cannabis Corpse now because I've never seen Cannibal Corpse.
I have.
And you have.
I got to have a beer with him.
Fucking metal.
Yeah,
fucking
baby.
Metal as fuck.
Fucking cool guys, dude. Right up front, slapping my dreadlocks on the stage. I remember that show. Here's a little unmetal moment for you. For not for me. It was pretty funny for me, but not for another guy. There was this. I guess he was like a middle European type guy, like European type dude. Middle-aged dude at the show, and he kept coming up talking to us that thick accent. He'd be like, I'm having beer, I'm drinking, have a good time, fucking metal, man. Like he kept like telling us he was so excited, but he was like super obnoxious. He kept coming over and like spilling his beer. And he had a solid white T-shirt on at a metal show in a hot club. We were in the brewery in Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't think it exists anymore. And not a huge place, man. So we were right up against the stage for Corpse, man. And so we get up to the stage, man, and Corpse is tearing it up. And I look at my buddy, and man, we're like fucking horns back and forth. And I look over and I see my European friend.
White T-shirt.
And he's against the stage, hunched over with his back, like head almost against the fucking monitors, like trying to look up. And he's looking in my direction, but not at me. And he's violently jolting forward, looking at me with the most uncomfortable look at his face. And I realize why. Because behind him is a shirtless, like 300-pound man, just with his arms in the air, like, woo! With his fucking sweaty, shirtless torso just flapping against this guy's white shirt. And it's like sticking and coming back with his fucking like wet, sticky skin, like back and forth. And that dude's just looking behind him, just feeling the moisture transfer with this look of misery. And I was like, that is the most unmetal thing I've ever seen.
No horns.
No, that dude got no horns from that. He wasn't wanting horns. He wanted that show to end. Like, I'm sure he wished somebody would be like, this is horrible experience. We need to stop the show and get this guy out of here, dude. The funny thing was the obese dude with 2 beers in his hand behind him, slapping his massive gut
with that blue ribbon.
I don't know what kind of beers they were. I didn't pay that much attention to detail. I was more mesmerized by like the jiggly jaunt hypnotizing of his belly flapping against this dude's back and perfectly contouring in it and coming back off. Yeah, making that wet slap like. As it like pulled his shirt back off. Oh, it's fucking horrid. I'll never forget it, man. Possibly one of the funniest things I ever seen. Excellent, man. Did you guys hear in metal news a little bit? Killswitch Engage demoing new material, got a new album possibly coming out. I know you guys are big fans, so I figured I'd
I know you. My first question was is it Jesse or Howard? And
I believe so. I believe he's back full time.
Jesse.
Yeah. Howard Jones has
like
his
he
own
lost
band
his
now.
voice though. Is what I thought after Alive or Just Breathing. I thought he lost his voice. So,
I always thought he left for personal reasons.
Well, he blew out his voice because of personal reasons. He had just gotten married and then went out on tour, and he also just had a child, and he was sitting there missing the fuck out of his family, started singing with emotion rather with technique, and he blew his voice out.
Yeah, he has a new band that's called Light the Torch. It was actually called Devil You Know. I remember picking up that album. Wasn't bad. It kind of has a similarity to Killswitch. Yeah. But they're currently out there, so it might be something for you guys to check out with your attachment to them, because I know you like the Howard Jones stuff as well.
I do, but I did.
He's a great vocalist, man. He's got a killer voice. It's very, very neat.
And I really wish he had tried to reform Blood Has Been Shed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who remembers that one?
I do.
I'm not really familiar with. I might check that out this week. Blood Has Been Shed.
That is a great album. Hard to really find. A lot of people don't know about it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it, but I just know of one album. It was heavy as fuck. Like it was almost more of a deathcore than a metalcore, like Killswitch.
That Adam person's
Speaking
always got
of
something.
Howard Jones and Killswitch and all that, while we're on the subject, and you brought up covers, that Devil You Know, actually on their second album, released a version of Eye of the Tiger.
It's got nothing to do.
Well,
with
we got very JudgeMetal at first, man, so we had to knock back a few. Like, you start getting real JudgeMetal, you gotta relax. Cause, like, I
don't think we were getting JudgeMetal. I think we were just putting it out there on our personal feelings on some groups and why you didn't really feel it. But at the same time, like, we always need to focus on staying non-judgmental and accepting people for what they are. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't listen to a future Faith No More if they ever came out with anything new. I'm not saying I wouldn't listen to it,
Still wonder if you gave Angel Dust a college try. I don't think he really did. Be 100% honest with you. I think
hit it up with the Pepsi challenge is what he's saying.
Seriously, you're judging it on Epic. Epic. That's it. That's it, folks.
It's not it.
What else?
It's a big part.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, it feels like, and I did that too. That's why I told him when I did like the homework on. I'm like, dude, wow.
It's a lot heavier. It's a lot heavier than Epic at parts. You know, it definitely gets in there.
Softens up too.
But I didn't want to get too much into it because I didn't want to make it personal. But it's not the music that I don't like.
It's the person.
I'm not a fan of Mike Patton, and I mean a lot of people are gonna hate me for that because I know.
Oh yeah.
I'm
on a Facebook group that's actually called "When Faith No More Comes On, You Shut the Fuck Up."
I think I actually liked that page when I seen it. I was like, why not? Why not? A lot of people are afraid to like Facebook pages and shit sometimes.
I mean, I've never complained about it. I've never been like, oh, I hate this song.
I get it. I understand.
But if we're just putting our personal opinions out there, it's just like, man, not my jam. That's all I'm saying.
No, I understand.
I feel that way about Ark Enemy, so
that's okay.
I get it.
Like, dude, I could probably name a ton of bands in that same genre
that I fuck with
that you probably don't like too.
That too.
No, I mean, just it's I feel like they got a bit more mainstream than a lot of other black metal bands because of Angela Gasau. It's like, dude, she does death metal vocals. She's heavy as fuck.
At the time, that was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a real big deal. It's like this is coming out of a woman's mouth, and they're foreign. It was big.
Right.
And they put out some good music, but
one for all
like
for
that.
one.
Dude,
That's
Jeff
the only
Loomis
one
is a killer shredder, man.
Dude,
it's that melodic black metal, and it doesn't. I feel like one reason, especially why you definitely don't like it, is they don't really have breakdowns. It's just like constant.
Did you guys see anything about Gene Simmons was back in the news this week?
Fuck him.
With his opinion? You guys aware of the recent Gene Simmons string of things? Where he tried to trademark the devil horns and just all around general jackassery, douchebaggery? This time he says that anyone who can't read music isn't an artist. Essentially saying that guitarists and musicians like that are just businessmen marketing for money. And that an artist is somebody, he was quoted as saying, an artist is someone who went to school, who learned music theory, who can read and write music like classical or jazz musicians. None of us, Madonna, I don't care who you're talking about, learned to read or write. We just sort of did it.
That's a goddamn Jew for you right there.
It's pretty much on the same level as... Whoa, man.
Whoa.
Hey.
I can't read the music, so like I can't pick up a
Are
goddamn
you
guitar.
saying that out of anger, or are you saying it just because, like, of the stereotype in there?
Obviously, there's obvious stereotypes, but like...
Okay,
Gene Simmons
in
is
humor, I get it, yeah.
In humor.
But the Jewish...
I don't know.
Is that Jewish metal?
White supremacy going on.
No, but is that Jewish metal?
I don't know,
Kiss
but-
and shit? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know what kind of fan base we're trying to attract here. We might end up.
I don't know if we've got a fan.
Goddamn Jew metal.
He was quoted then saying it's pretty much on the same level as cavemen who came out of the caves and started to beat at drums and howl at the moon. So that's his opinion.
Goddamn thing, because you know how to read and write music, you son of a bitch. Like, I'm out here, I'll sing what
But what he's saying
alienated.
is people who can't do that, who didn't go to school for it, are artists. Like, so that's saying all the bands you listen to, if they don't know how to read and write music, they're not artists.
So you're telling me that if you didn't go to art school but you make a painting, that you're not an artist?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how many of
Under
the
Gene Simmons'
fucking
fucking affluent logic, that's
How
exactly
many
what
of
it
the
is.
original like painters, like our historical like monuments that we have, the sculptures and the paintings and stuff like that? How many of them went to art school?
I couldn't tell you
Google
because
that.
I don't think anyone out there would believe the trash shit that comes out of this fucking ignorant asshole's mouth sometimes.
They might watch that show.
I'm just saying.
No, I never did, dude. I couldn't stand to watch
Making
him.
art is all about perception.
Without a doubt.
You know, because I've definitely seen some shit where I'm looking at this in like art galleries and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, oh, that's
Kiss music,
that's
pretty
art.
much.
That's art. This is the newest piece by so and so. And I'm like,
Detroit
okay,
Rock
so,
City.
I can go ahead and check that one off. I don't get art.
Yeah, I get what they did for
I
music.
can get that it's opinion based.
I get what Kiss did for music at that time, but it's just like, how else do you stay relevant at this point besides putting out content rather than just going on every time he says something like this, someone, like, everyone kind of goes after him because it's obviously a fucking stupid thing to say. And it just seems like there's no accountability because then, like, a month later, it's just like, well, he's back at it again. Like,
It's MTV. It's MTV.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. I read that. I was like, there's an article right here. It was on this one actually was quoted from the quotes were from an interview he did. It's so shameful.
Person.
It's so shameful. It was that was from the Chicago Tribune. He actually interviewed in, and for that one, that's where that came from. And I got all that info off Metal Injection. I just always hear that from him, and I'm like, God damn, what an affluent just cockhead. Like, no shame. No shame on him, so personally, from me, fuck you. And,
do it.
I don't like him, man. I don't like him.
The JudgeMetal.
I don't even dislike Kiss, really. Like, I'm not a fan of Kiss.
Kiss is not goddamn metal.
It's not goddamn
No,
metal.
it's not goddamn metal. It's arena rock,
but
but I mean, it did a lot for music at that time and the shock value of shows and the big theatrical productions, which I do enjoy. And, I like that sort of thing. I seen them live. I enjoyed their stage show. I'm not saying they are. I seen them when I was younger, like way young, and I thought they put on a good stage show. But I don't like the music. But I mean, at the same time, like this asshole's opinion is
the name of the show isn't Non-Judgemetal, so.
Because Rockle isn't a thing, it'd be rock.
It would just be non-judge
God
rock.
damn it.
Non-judgemetal
God
is
damn it.
obviously a play on
Fucking ruined. The
non-judgmental.
whole
You do
fucking
understand
show is
that
ruined.
at that point.
You have to know this.
Yeah.
Like, we can judge the fuck out of rock. We've
That's
done
what we
established
call
this. But,
I can judge anything I want.
Kid Rock.
Why would no? Let's not bring. That's not metal.
Are you shitting me?
Goddamn shit did this come from?
What do you want to review?
This is what
Grilled
happens.
sandwiches for breakfast?
Fucking ass.
No, I don't want to talk about
This
Kid
is that
Rock.
bullshit where, like, okay, I check the internet every once in a while, so I know he's campaigning to be goddamn fucking mayor of
Oh yeah, I did
goddamn-
hear about this.
Oh, okay, so now it's relevant. But
No,
like, when
no, I
bring up
mean
Kid
he's
Rock,
never
I'm like,
relevant.
Well, the
I'm
fuck
just
you can
kidding.
bring up on bar with a bar type shit, and I'm like, come on, guys.
No, it's actually funny you said that because the other day I was listening to satellite radio and like I said, I thumbed through all like the 90s and
Cowboy
alternative.
came on.
No,
What was it?
Bull God. The rhythm in it's actually not bad. Like I'll give the music credit. Like I'm not gonna crap on it, man. The chorus is pretty cool, but I really don't like where he's rapping in it. Like I don't like his voice at all. I don't like him. I love him in Joe Dirt. He's funny in that. I'm not gonna crap on the guy.
Definitely.
He's an artist, despite what Gene Simmons thinks. So
Maybe he went to school.
Dude, I don't know much about Kid Rock's life, but I mean, the dude's funny when he's been in acting stuff and he's had a successful career despite me not liking him. So what am I gonna do?
Definitely.
Sit there and tell people he
hasn't
sucks?
had any effect.
You know what, man?
his
He
success.
writes good rock songs. Like he writes good rock songs, good catchy radio rock songs, and it's probably made him a lot of money. So
People
what am
still
I gonna
play
say?
that Portrait song day in, day out. I'm gonna
Do
turn
they?
back.
I
Truck
have
drivers
no
love
idea.
that shit.
And
With
you know, I don't
Sheryl
think I know
Crow.
much about him anymore because I haven't listened to the regular radio in like 12 years. Like that's why when you sent me all those like metal covers of like hip hop songs, because it's something I legitimately would check out. I enjoyed the sound of the metal, but I was like, I can't relate to a single one of these. I could the Disney ones because I watched Disney films. I shouldn't say that out loud. So happy, but I did, and I know those songs a whole lot.
There's an avenue for everything, but like I don't hate Jews. It's Gene Simmons. I can't help it. He just epitomizes everything that we hate about Jewish stereotypes. How about that one? Is that better for you, Leo? He's still sitting back in disgust like, my parents ain't gonna like a word you say.
So, Metal Hammer also, they did a poll for the best metal song of the 90s, and they have the top 20 here. And I brought this list up because I think this isn't let's do it quick so we don't take up a lot of time, but let's just kind of put an agree or disagree thing on here because some of these just aren't absolutely...
Give me the fart machine.
Be a little trouble. So, let's start at 20.
Leo, man the fart machine.
Alright. So number 20 on the top metal songs of the 90s is, see how you guys feel, System of a Down, Sugar.
Yeah.
You guys feeling it?
Thumbs up, hearts.
Metal. Number 19, a guaranteed, maybe should be higher, Pantera, Floods. You're not going to agree with me on that?
I farted on 19.
Oh, you farted on 19.
Okay.
You got to specify the poots.
I just did.
He did.
I farted and I specified.
And
Thank
we
you.
We continue.
Machine Head's Davidian.
Was that off?
Oh, it's fucking metal.
Was that off the album that I listened to?
I believe Davidian's off of Burn My Eyes. I think that's on the first. That's the one before that.
Okay.
Number 17, and this is going to be a mixer for most people, but I think it's metal because I remember liking this album. It's different, a little bit of craziness, but definitely before the career got weaker in my opinion, but that's me being judgmental. Marilyn Manson's Lunchbox. I like that 94 album, man. I thought it was good. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, go back, it's got some heavy farts.
You're a son of a bitch.
They put it low, you know. I can give them that. I respect Manson.
Should it be on a list though? Like,
that's the questionable part. That's
maybe
the questionable
Lunchbox,
part.
but I hope I don't see too many more of the Marilyn Manson songs because if that happens, like, go ahead.
So let's hit 16 up here, number 16, and like I said, this is definitely not our opinions on here because we're sharing them via farts. This is from a poll from Metal Hammer. With 16 is Guns N' Roses' "You Could Be Mine." Yeah, I'm thinking Arena Rock.
Seriously, a little bit of all the farts, really, because it's not metal. One, no, two. 90s, like it seemed like Guns N' Roses were more like 80s kind of.
They're still putting out new music.
And number 15 here, man, because like I don't think there's enough farts to cover why that shouldn't be on there. Number 15 is Korn's "Fart on a Leash." Oh, "Freak on a Leash." Excuse me.
Go fuck yourself, McGruff.
I'm sorry,
I love
dude. It
that
shouldn't
song.
be on there.
Go fuck yourself.
It
might not be metal.
It was popular though. You know it was popular.
The fact that it was over Pantera, Flood, and the other one, I think.
I already farted.
Well, there's no wet farts on that, so we can't do a fart that would equal it being below Pantera. Number 14, Judas Priest, "Painkiller."
Fuck them.
You don't like Judas Priest, but there's no denying that they're metal.
I'm not gonna die.
Dude, Rob Halford, at his age, still up there tearing it up. Come on.
Please continue.
Sepultura. Roots, Bloody Roots at 13.
That's metal homework
It's
for me.
Max, you can't stop him.
Not familiar with Sepultura
I'm
too
happy
much.
to see he's not too low on there and he's on there.
Something's wrong with my eyes here on number 12. I think that I've got something wrong with it. Can you read that one for me? Because it just doesn't. I think I'm reading it wrong because it doesn't make sense.
Oh, I think it's Pearl. alive.
This fucking asshole.
That
Pearl
says
Jam.
Pearl.
He just shit on. Okay.
It needs a bunch of shit.
You go ahead and get.
And number 11 is Pantera's Walk, which should be on the list.
Top 10 at least.
What the fuck?
Like, I think top 10.
So many metalers
Well,
know that song.
One thing you can at least give them is the fact that they've already got 2 songs on the list. How many bands don't have any?
That's right. You're talking about that because number 10 is Megadeth's Hangar 18, which is definitely a classic metal song. I would say deserves a 10 spot. I'll give them. Speaking of what you just said, number 9 we're following up with Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, which definitely cracks the top 10.
A third song. So yeah, maybe not in top 1, but 3 songs on that list.
And out of
Only
place,
one in top 10.
too soon. I mean, to give my opinion, Marilyn Manson's "The Dope Show" at 8. Which, if I remember correctly, wasn't a metal song in any way.
Give me the fucking poop show. Where's the poop at? Blast the farts. Blast them. I'm serious. The dope show?
I'm gonna give you just one. Just for Nick.
I'm not mad at him being on the list, but why that song just doesn't strike me as a
Yeah,
top 90s metal
That's the
song.
one reason why I would give Nick the poop.
You know? Because right below it...
But you only gave the song a half poop.
Right below it, what they're saying is right on par with that, right almost close by. It was a close call to go, hey, what's 7 and what's 8, you know, when you're making a top 20 list? You got to really decide. Number 7 is Tool's Stinkfist, which deserves to be on there, but why is it so close to the poop show, dope show?
I'd push that to 5. 5, 6.
I love
something.
Stinkfist. By far one of my favorite Tool songs ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
Hands down. Never changed. It's been that way for years.
I like Sober
Always.
better.
Excellent.
Favorite?
Number 6, very popular and widespread known, Metallica's Sad But True. Regardless of you guys feeling about Metallica,
He's gonna fall.
can't
I'm
take it away
not
from
gonna
it.
Okay, I was like...
Because it's my personal opinion, so I won't shit on Metallica.
You can't do it because, I mean, honestly, like, that song, as popular as it is, as big as it's got,
Yeah. I
it's
know.
definitely one of the top metal
I
songs
know
of the
what's
90s.
my opinion and what's reality.
Iron Maiden's Fear of the Dark comes in at number 5.
Thank you. God
Really?
damn it. I thought
Come
it was
on!
going to. I thought it was going to be like, you know, it's classic,
At number
so
5.
you can't fart all over it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, you're right. I'm
More
sorry. I can't. Yeah, you're right.
God
Dude. One of the
damn.
most popular metal bands ever shouldn't be in the top 5 of the top metal songs of the 90 list. Forgive me. Doesn't make sense. Absolutely cuckoo. Sorry, everybody.
yeah, fuck Maiden.
If you've ever heard of Iron Maiden, you go look. They got a few albums.
Fart again. God damn it.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is poop music.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you
What's
crack
number
that
4?
because you know. Yeah, what's number 4? Don't worry, it's just more up to you guys' standards since you're pooping on Iron Maiden. Is Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah!
There you go. That's a more metal song than Iron Maiden according to this shit. And number 3 is Alice in Chains, and they've misspelled the song here, Man in the Box, as Roostee. Oh no, they put Rooster as the metal song. I just don't feel like that song's metal, man.
Is this Metal Injection or is this Cat Fans?
This is all I got.
Seriously, where are these metal lists coming from?
I don't know. I got this from Metal Injection, but the that's where I seen the list originally from. But apparently it's from Metal Hammer.
This must be the
Maybe?
96.3 metal top metal list.
Yeah, that's we cracked the top 3 with Alice in Chains, Rooster.
Man in the Box in the top 10.
I could see
say
Man in
yes.
the Box being there, man. I could
In
see
3.
I could
Over
see a
top
few.
of all
I
3
mean, without
Panteras.
getting into like a list of their songs, I could see a few of their songs being there. I just don't feel like that one cracks the top metal song. But maybe because they're considered metal, there's they picked that song because it's one of the popular ones. I don't know. Just to me, I don't feel like I don't think it deserves a fart because I'm not gonna fart on Alice in Chains. But fuck, man,
I don't want to fart on Alice in Chains.
it deserves. The song itself is a great song, but I just feel like we
And
could
almost-
squeak a poot in there and get another one in
It
there.
almost feels like they just judge this whole thing on YouTube views.
I feel like so.
Like
Maybe
whatever
so.
fucking metal.
Because you might be right because
We're
number
just,
2.
We're just going to give the positioning as Silent but Deadly.
Because number 2 is a Marilyn Manson, Beautiful People. I don't think it deserves a second spot,
It
man.
does not.
It does not.
I'm sorry.
I didn't like it that much.
Maybe
to be
if
honest
this
with you.
list was consisted by a bunch of high schoolers, I could understand.
like in Hot Topic, sponsored by Hot Topic with Hot Topic shirts on
Yeah,
and shit.
But
Like,
number
but no,
2
it's not.
of
It's not
the top
just metal.
songs, Beautiful People.
And then you think that's irritating. Number 1.
Is this a real metal
I'm not
list?
even writing.
Yeah, I'm not
number
kidding. You
one.
look it up.
Look
I posted
This
it
has
on
gotta
the thing.
This has got to be fucking radio play.
Metal Injection list.
You go look. It was a Metal Hammer list. I read the article via Metal Injection. That's where I got it. But I read it and I thought it was so off-putting because I was like, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, I can be
Dude.
biased and go, yeah, you got Pantera in there 3 times, but they're all, like, in the top half.
Right.
And I'm like, no.
I read it.
But that's me being biased. But even with that, let's take the bias out of it. I just don't feel like half the top 10 deserves where it's at.
If
Number
you say
one.
Nickelback, I'm sorry, this shit machine's not going to stop.
It was close though.
Yeah, number 1 was, it just says every Nickelback album ever. No, I'm kidding. It says Slipknot Surfacing.
Surfacing, not Wait and Bleed.
But do you feel like that's the top metal song of the 90s? Is Slipknot Surfacing? If you look back at the 90s, do you think that, you know, that song...
Disturbed might have been on there once,
Why you
maybe.
say it? You know.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe. Right? Goddamn. I fucking love Disturbed, you asshole.
No, mommy. No, mommy. He looked so stupid live. He was dancing around in a fucking leather vest, and he had these tight pants. It was just so dumb. It was so lazy. It was a lazy show. I'm getting mad. I don't want to get mad. I'm sweating. Oh, my God. All right. We're having too much fun. That is the news. You guys keep a cool week with Non-Judgemetal. We appreciate you checking us out. Like the Facebook page.
Get on
Subscribe on Twitter.
Podbean.
Hit us up.
Podbean.
Yeah, Podbean. We're on there.
Podbean.
Give us a download. Check us out. Anybody affected with the current events in the world right now, we definitely, our thoughts are with you with anybody struggling through that. But definitely with anybody wants to give us any recommendations, like always, any kind of metal homework, we are apt to take it and grateful to get the opportunity to. We appreciate it again. You know what? We will talk to you next time. This has been Non-Judgemetal.
Non-Judgemetal. Be sure to share us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.